Hi folks, welcome back to our channel. Today, let's revisit the Proxxon hot wire cutter we featured in a previous video. Specifically, we'll look at what Proxxon calls their angle gauge and extension. Most people tend to call this a rip or miter fence. In this video, we'll put together an MDF kit that acts as a tall rip fence by a company called GameCraft Miniatures, located in Tennessee. I've seen similar products by other companies, but this just happened to be the one I came across when online shopping, and I have to admit, I also like the price of under $10 for this kit. This fence kit couldn't be easier to put together. It's made up of a total of 6 pieces of laser cut MDF. The MDF is 1/8 of an inch thick, and it has a tab and slot design. Wood glue is all you'll need to put this together. Maybe a little painter's tape if you want to clamp the pieces while they dry. I did a quick dry test fit before applying the wood glue, and I'm happy to say the tabs and slots are all cut very precisely, making for a really good fit. Okay then, let's glue up our bits and put this kit together. I always keep this 5-inch metal square kicking around, and here you can see just how straight this fence goes together. By the way, the height of the fence is 5.5 inches. Even though it's all a very snug fit, I did add a few pieces of painter's tape just to make sure nothing came loose when the glue was drying. And yes, of course, I kept checking with the square. Also, as long as I had a bit of extra glue sitting there, I went over the joints again to add a bit of extra strength. I let these 4 pieces dry overnight. Now here we are the next morning, and as you can see, our fence is very rigid and yes, very square. I waited until the next morning to add these guide strips as I didn't want to dislodge the 4 main sections while the glue was drying. These strips I'm adding now should fit into the groove on the Proxxon where the Proxxon miter fence now sits. Now I say should fit because on their website, GameCraft shows the Hercules hot wire foam cutter being used with this fence. The Hercules cutter seems to be a clone of the Proxxon, so I'm hoping this fence will also work with my Proxxon. Again, the slots and tabs made up nicely. Shown here is the metal bar on the Proxxon that acts as the guide for the fence. As you'd expect, it's a great fit and the fence moves nice and smooth. Now the moment of truth. Let's see how our MDF fence fits. The fence sticks just a bit in the track, but I think this is because there's a bit of excess glue and also the glue isn't completely dry yet. Overall though, I'm very satisfied with this fit. Now here's a small issue I had. I guess the Hercules arm is a bit taller than the Proxxon arm, and as a result, when you push down on the Proxxon arm to tighten the cutting wire, the spool carrier and knob bump into the fence, preventing you from getting the fence close enough to the wire for thin cuts. This was an easy enough fix though. I used my Dremel with a cutting disc to cut a small notch, allowing for the arm to be pushed down when tightening up the cutting wire. Problem solved. Once the glue had dried a bit on the guide pieces, you can see the fence moves quite a bit smoother now. On their website, GameCraft shows using a couple of pieces of tape to hold the fence in position while cutting, allowing both of your hands to remain free while cutting your foam. You might have noticed a package of Velcro earlier in the video. I was going to add a long Velcro strip to the Proxxon body and a couple of short pieces to the fence itself, but I found the tape did a great job of keeping the fence stable. Here, I just used a single piece of tape and found this worked very well for me. No need to overcomplicate things, which I have a tendency to do once in a while. That first cut with the new fence was a 2-inch thick piece of foam, and the fence feels incredibly stable. Here's a better test of our new fence. This piece of 2-inch thick foam is 5 inches tall, and as you can see, the fence just has a single piece of tape holding it to the Proxxon. Now, I didn't realize until I looked at the footage, but I'm not even holding the fence with my other hand. This foam cutting fence is a simple design, but a very useful one if you have a Proxxon hot wire cutter. I definitely recommend this fence. I'll leave a link to the manufacturer's website below in the description. The original Proxxon fence is a really nice piece of work, even with its shortcomings, and I'm sure I'll be using it for a long time to come. This MDF foam fence is a great complementary tool, and I can definitely see keeping it close by when working with my hot wire cutter. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found some useful tips here. If you did, please help us grow our Rail Dig channel by giving this video a like and subscribing. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.